don't you wanna go? Come on, oh, baby, don't you wanna go?
Welcome to the Neighborhood Pulse with Kevin Caldas. The Neighborhood Pulse. You know, wherever you are in life, you never forget the neighborhood. This is the show that talks to real estate professionals all about the real estate business and how to maximize your career. Join host Kevin Callback from Realty Executive Cornerstone to learn what the Neighborhood Pulse is. Welcome in, everybody. Of course, the Neighborhood Pulse brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at Mobile Accounting. Eric Mason does a great job. If you have tax needs, he'll come to you. No sense in putting everything together and running it off to an office. Kevin, I'm telling you, Eric will come to you. That's why he's mobile.
It's half the battle.
And of course, today, the new format, Keeping Healthy, and the NAR Convention. Welcome in. Missed you last week, but you had a blast.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we were over at the NAR Convention. It was a blast. You know, we were sorry that so many people couldn't make it. The Hurricane Nicole arrived at Florida on Thursday, I believe it was, and everybody was flying in, right? Yeah. So they shut down the airport for a day and a half. The shore just got pummeled. So we pray for those folks and that their properties be restored. Yeah. I heard one death. Somebody had a heart attack. So I don't know if that's really Nicole related or health related with how that works, but one death from Nicole. So we pray for that family as well. A lot of people weren't able to make it because of the flight situation.
Yeah,
and some people
boogered everything up.
People fought, clawed, and struggled to get there. Flew into Tampa and then drove up. And
wow.
So there were some people that really went through some lengths to get there.
Found a way.
What an amazing trip. If you ever want to know anything real estate, go to one of these conventions, and you don't have enough time to learn everything that's there for the week. So you got to go back next year, and you got to go mid-year, and there's so many opportunities to grow. So we encourage anybody that whether you're a realtor or not, you can come and buy a ticket and be part of this event. Yeah. It'll be next year. It's going to be in California. Name some famous.
San Jose?
No, not San Jose. It's a San though. But
San Juan?
No, not San Juan. No. It was in
San Diego?
No. So it will be in California next year by Disneyland.
Yeah. San Bernardino.
No. Maybe it's not a San.
I don't know.
But it would be in California next year, so join us.
I just keep throwing out San Antonio. That's why I don't sell real estate. I don't know geography real well.
That's right. I'll tell you, we got everything at our fingers though.
Yeah.
As we look at that, and we're looking at national. No, not Las Vegas. That was 2023. Well, really? Okay. We got one coming in November in Las Vegas. So join us up. That'll be next November. No, that can't be right.
No.
Somebody's lying to me. So the internet, not everything on the internet
not
is true.
Always true.
But anyway, California next year, and it'll be a blast as well. Met many amazing people there. Fran Bixler, who's coming on the show next week, was there. Her and Brant Schmidt have developed a divorce course to educate realtors. Cool. As we're going through COVID and we're going through financial difficulties, and those are the two things I think that are causing a lot of divorce these days. So as you're running into that, there is now a resource. If you go to the RRC website, you can sign up for the course. It is a certificate, and that'll give you an idea of how to handle those situations and who to get involved and how to best work through that. So Fran Bixler will give us all the details on that. Down in convention, I got my CRS. Woof. So it's a certified residential specialist. So you have to be in the business so many years, and you have to sell so many millions of dollars of real estate or so many transactions and have so much education. And it's a trick to get, and it's one of the more challenging things to obtain. So I'm happy to have that. Not that this show is about me, but here I am. There you go. So we were talking in the green room about finances and such.
Yeah.
Talked about Inman has an article, so you feel free to look that up. Is 37% of agents will not be able to pay their rent in October. Weren't able for their office. Yeah. Right? So that's kind of interesting, to say the least. So there's an economic shift. 59% of the small business owners in general,
Yeah, small
businesses in general, 37% weren't able to pay their rent in October, and state that this year they see less spending than they did last month.
And that's a hard thing when the snowball is rolling like it did the last few years,
Right.
And you're rolling downhill. A lot of your decisions seem easy and affordable.
Right.
Now, when it's trying to push that snowball uphill,
Right. That's the thing, right?
Did I get in over my head? And that comes back to what you say about having a business plan.
Right. Absolutely. And that's exactly right. And getting a business plan is something that you should do. It's a must have if you want to be successful and you want to set your proper goals and you want to know where you need to be to make a living. Is you need to do that. Reach out to us. We'll help you with that. We'll give you the paperwork you need. We'll explain what you need to do. We can hook you up with coaches. We can do whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
But business plan is ultimately what you need. We'll be talking more about that next week. The business plan, we'll have some sheets and forms that, email us or text us, hit us up on Facebook, and we will send those documents out to you that you can use to grow your business and prepare for success in 2023.
Yeah.
They're talking, somewhere between 5 and 15% drop of number of realtors in the business. So there's currently 1.6 million. That's the real number that I got at NAR last week. And so if you take 1.6 million, does my calculator go that big? It does. and you minus 15%, that's 240,000 agents who may drop out of the business. Are going to drop out of the business. Yeah.
Now, but keep in mind, there's a good handful of those who are retiring.
Right. Absolutely.
They've played the game.
Mm-hmm.
They've enjoyed it, and now when the grind comes back, and again you're pushing that snowball uphill, a lot of them are saying, I've been doing this for 40 years, and it's time for me to step away. I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. That, and I think new people that just got into the business.
Yeah.
I think there's some misunderstandings of what real estate is and what you have to do to. Golly gee, I'm a popular guy today.
Yeah.
But there are a number of agents that misunderstand what it takes to be successful in real estate. So if you're listening, you're thinking about getting your license, talk to somebody in depth, talk to a couple brokers, and ask them what they offer and what they see success looks like. Because it's different for some folks. Are they going to give you leads? Are you going to make phone calls? Are you going to work off your sphere only? There's a lot of things to think about as you transition. And a lot of times it's better to stay employed at some level while you're getting into real estate, because it's not an easy cash, it's not a quick check. So even if you sold a house in your first day, we all know 30 to 60 days later is when you're going to get paid.
Yeah,
if it closes.
So a rule of thumb, and when you're starting any small business,
right.
If you're able to do it and you can bank or save the paycheck from your current job for 6 months, you don't touch it. You put it in an account, you don't touch it, and you can live off of what you're making on your side hustle, which would be real estate, then you probably got a pretty good understanding of what it takes to make it. And if you haven't touched your main source of income for 6 months and you just saved it, you're probably okay to say, okay, let me go full time here now.
And one of the things I would recommend is check out somebody like Dave Ramsey, and follow the financial planning on there. Get rid of all your debt, get rid of everything, pay cash for anything you buy, because it's going to create better traction as you get into real estate. So if you don't have any credit cards and such, you're going to be in a better position, right? And you have that 6-month reserve saved up, and you're in pretty good shape. So work part-time. Agents that are currently in the business, the five mistakes to avoid is don't buy new if you don't have to. So if you see something that you need a camera, a microphone, a light, whatever, buy used. There's no reason to have new these days. Things last as long as you need them to. Refurbished is good too. Save that money there. Just because it's shiny doesn't mean you need it.
Yeah.
Make sure that there's a need. You gotta have to want it, but need it. right?
Yeah.
So because there's many things that I've bought over the years that I don't necessarily need, right? Like, in order to do a podcast, do you need lavalier mics and the green screens and all the big lights and stuff? Not really. It's down in NAR. Girls has a successful podcast. Has about 600,000 followers, and she says she records it a lot of times in her closet, her master closet, because it's huge, but it has a lot of clothing and stuff around, so it kind of takes the echoes away, and it kind of
noise bounce, as we call it. Yeah.
There you go. You're a radio guy. So it takes the noise bounce out. So they're recording right in their closets. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So new, you don't need to buy new. You don't need to buy the shiny stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Save money. Save money as much as you can, as often as you can. Yeah. Save money. No frivolous spending. Don't buy pretty much anything ever, right? If you don't have to.
If you don't have to.
And hiring and firing. Look at your budget. Look at your budget. See what expenses are out there. We sign up for all these things that automatically renew. Yeah. Some of them are monthly. Those are easy to catch because you're like, oh, you look at the last couple months, you're like, oh yeah, let's get those out of there, right?
I don't need that gym membership.
Right.
I don't need that one either.
That's right. That's right.
Or gym memberships. Jeez.
We call that the fat tax.
Yeah,
that's the fat tax. You buy it, but you don't use it. So yes, absolutely. Those are the things. What was I going to say? I was saying something really cool and smart, but
So the five things.
Don't buy new.
Don't buy new.
Right. Don't buy it because it's shiny.
Right.
Make sure you know that. Oh, hiring and firing. And then we're looking at looking back. Some things renew annually, and those are a little hard to find because you may have to go back 10, 11, 12 months into your bank statements to see what's being drawn out. So some people don't have a ledger of these are my expenses. Yeah. This is exactly who I'm paying every month. So if you have to go back through if you're going back through your bank statements, make sure you go at least 12 months to catch those ones that renew annually. And those are usually the bigger ones, something you're like, oh man, I'll save $300 if I do it annually versus paying monthly. So it's a bigger chunk of money. Yeah. So watch out for that because when that hits your account and you're not out there making a lot of cash, it could hurt. It could hurt. And it's probably it may not be something that you necessarily need, right? Yeah. Or maybe you have duplicates. Maybe you have, I won't say any brands, but maybe you have two things that are very similar, do the same things. Get rid of one. You don't need both, you don't need all the glitch and the glitch. They're talking about a lot of those free memberships. Use free memberships versus paying for the pro that maybe you're not using or not needing. So those are some things to watch out for as the financial wheels turn here. I did want to ask you about rates. I mean, somebody was telling me rates are going down a little bit. How the rates looking these days?
Yes. So playing the part of Kent Jones from MSP, NMLS number 1258805, is yes, we've enjoyed a little slide. So these dips and valleys you want to take advantage of, and right now we're back in the mid to high sixes for non-govies.
Right.
And I locked an FHA loan at 6.25. So the govies are still nice.
Yeah.
So there are ways that, right now, if your lender isn't talking to you about locking your rates, now is a good time to lock because they've slid a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of that has to do with the CPI numbers that came in, that unemployment wasn't as high as they think, and our export numbers on our GDP look really good.
That's fantastic.
On the other side of things, what I tell people is the part of the export that looked good was petroleum. We are sending a lot of petroleum out to the world. So because right now there's a large country who's at war who is a big producer as well, but it has turned the spigot off. So once that spigot gets turned back on, or if it gets turned back on, you're going to see that those export numbers kind of shrink again.
Right. Absolutely.
And so economically speaking, there's some reasons why they've slid, but the other piece is there's no real surprise. We knew that the Fed was going to raise the rate again,
Right.
and now we're bracing. I think it's like on the 21st of December they meet again.
Right.
We're bracing now where we thought maybe just a quarter of a point bump. We're bracing again for maybe a half point, and they said Powell said we're not done.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
We're not done.
Nope. We expect one in December. And,
so
in the first portion of the year, we expect another one.
Yeah. So as that comes, and it's not a surprise, the markets kind of go, oh, we knew it was coming.
Right.
So because of the good CPI numbers, and we knew that bump was coming, it relaxed a little. So I say maybe exhaled a little. Rates have exhaled.
Right.
And so we're back down into that mid 6, high 6, under 7s, which is good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's nice to see that little bit of relief for folks. So there's still people buying and selling. A great time to buy and sell still. Rates could go up next year. Prices could continue to come up or down. We're not sure. We expect the market to stay fairly healthy.
Yeah. So with the people that I'm working with on this FHA deal, where we had started was 7.125, and now to lock it at 6.25, it was a savings of about $300 a month on the same loan.
That's nice.
Substantial.
That's $300 is a lot of money.
Substantial.
There used to be a car payment. I don't know if that's still there.
Yeah, I think it's half of a car.
Half of the car payment. Maybe it's your gas bill.
Yeah.
Pay for gas for your car. That's kind of crazy.
The
right?
$300 is probably a phone bill now for most families.
Right. Oh my gosh. Right. Oh, that cable TV. Everybody's cutting the cable.
Cut the cable.
I don't get that. I cut the cable, so I got just internet in my house. And so I was looking at different things, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's going to cost me the same amount of money to have what I had. I'm like, this is silly. They got you coming and going.
Yeah, they do.
On the Amazon, I'm mad at them because they got this Thursday night football. You can only watch it if you watch it on Amazon. I'm boycotting that. I encourage you to join me.
I enjoyed watching the Packers lose.
Who doesn't? Bringing the Packers up. Hey, God bless. So we are looking at a little bit of health. Staying healthy as a real estate agent, when you're on the run and you're moving and shaking, and it's easy to grab a candy bar, a quick burger, some fries, coffee with friends, get a pastry, working from your computer all day, snacking throughout the entire day. So I've done a lot of that this past few months.
Yeah.
And I've gained some substantial weight down in Florida. I was telling you, I says, at my house, I don't have a whole lot of mirrors that are full length wall size mirrors. But when you go to a hotel and they have all those mirrors and you look and you go, who's that fat guy over there? You're like, hey, that's me. Oh, goodness. So we got a health challenge. That's right. We have a challenge. 15 by 25 is what we're calling it. 15 by 25 is 15 pounds by December 25th. I'm using a program with Jim Heisler, the president or the associated executive for Heartland Board of Realtors. He does Optavia, he calls it. I call it Optavia, maybe Optavia. That's what he calls it, Optavia. So it goes by a lot of different names. It's an eating program, and he's a health coach. So we are doing that program. We're looking to lose 15 pounds by December 25th. I've been challenged that they say, don't think I can do it because this is the hardest time of year to lose weight, right?
Always is.
The holidays, you got Thanksgiving's next week. We got Christmas. We got all the
houses
parties.
Are back with Christmas cookies.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Open houses are pounding these days. Right.
Yeah.
So if I don't lose 15 pounds by December 25th, I have to wear a Packers jersey on Christmas Eve at my family gathering. And so I accepted that, but now they got to wear a Bears jersey if I do it, right? So they're Packers fans, obviously, and I'm a Bears fan. And so if I lose, I have to wear a Packers jersey on Christmas Eve, which would be tough. Because I have 2 services at church that'll be serving that. So that'd be really rough. And yeah, that's just kind of how it goes, right?
Hey, that's
so we'll
motivation.
See. So that is motivation, right?
Now, so when it comes to that, as you're on the go, what are some of the things that you can do to avoid the greasy French fries,
Right.
and
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
oh hey, I stopped in, got gas, ran into Casey's, got a slice of pizza.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Got a Milky Way, Snickers, something.
Yeah.
Right. Something like that. You know, there's a lot of things, and we were talking about that too. Is drink water. Drink a
Yeah.
lot of water. Stay hydrated. Sometimes when you're thirsty, it feels like you're hungry, and then you wind up eating. Eat leftovers. You know, so when you cook enough that you can bring some with for lunch. You know, and maybe heat that up or not heat it up. I know you like to eat cold leftovers.
Yeah, I'll eat cold. I don't
Right, that's right.
soup,
So,
whatever.
That's it. Yeah, as long as it doesn't have that layer of grease on top, I don't mind eating
Yeah.
cold, but it's got that. I'm like, nah, I'm out. But yeah, so that's one of the things is chew slower. We talked about chewing slower. You know, you were working with a program called
Wonder.
Wonder.
WONDR. Yeah.
WONDR.
Through Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Through Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm sure if you're not on Blue Cross Blue Shield, you can get into it. It
I
just
imagine.
wouldn't be free. So it's
Or maybe it is with your, I don't know. I just have Blue Cross Blue Shield, so that's why I know it's free.
There you go. So yeah, check it out. WONDR. Tell me a little bit about that. So that is
So it's a program that teaches you a lot about psychology, teaches you a lot about food, why you eat, what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, and it helps you change your lifestyle to understanding. Okay, there's 4 levels of hunger. And you're good at level 1. That means you're full.
Right.
Level 2 is you're not full, but you think you want to eat.
Right.
Or you are full, but you think you want to eat.
Right.
Kind of after that, like a couple hours after or between meals, what you call. Level 3 is where you could eat an entire meal. So that is where they say that's when you want to eat, when you could sit down and eat an entire meal.
Sure.
And 4 is you're hangry. I mean, you pushed yourself way past 3.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, this is when your body stores fat and whatnot because it thinks you're starving.
Right.
So you overeat, number 1, because you're hungry. And then your body goes, ooh, I don't want to starve again.
Right.
So it holds on to that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. And that heavy portion is dangerous. Now,
so my wife and I have been doing it, I want to say 15 weeks, I want to say. I'm down 20 some pounds. I'm down 20 pounds exactly.
Okay.
She's down like 15. I'm just trying to see what week we're on here. Yeah, we're on week 15. So we're in week 15. And we've changed our entire lifestyle, and we're loving life. Lost 3.5 inches around the waist.
Wow.
So
that's huge.
Yeah, that's big.
Yep. And that's not huge now.
Yeah, well, it's still big. It's just not huge. But a lot of it is to understanding when it comes to eating is, boy, when you realize how much just sugar, processed sugar, is in everything you eat, and there's 1 week of training on that. It's just like, all right, if you take a look at the mocha chocolate that you get on the way, how much sugar is in that, how much sugar is in bread, how much just how much sugar is in the fast food meal that you get, how much sugar is in the candy bar, all this kind of stuff that you normally do on a daily basis, and you're eating like a half a pound of sugar a day.
Wow, that's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
That's something. Oof,
and it's those chemicals that then your body goes, I need. You're not hungry, but your brain and your body goes, I need that.
Yeah, I like that sugar.
I like that sugar.
Yeah, you start sugar cravings there for real.
Yeah. And now, so a quick story is now that we've changed our eating habits and lifestyle. Little cherry tomatoes, I never really cared a lot for. I just, But now that we've cut processed sugar out, and folks, I want you to understand something. Donuts were my crack.
Ooh,
I love donuts.
Yeah, donuts aren't bad.
All right. I mean, you give me a box of donuts, I'd get in there, roll around. I become one with the donuts. I love it. And so what happens now is these little cherry tomatoes they're delicious. They're sweet. They don't taste like a tomato used to taste.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of the food now in our life is like, oh my gosh, that's so good. Yeah. I didn't really care for that before, but wow.
Sure. Yeah. They say your taste buds change, and over time, as your diet changes and things transition, as Your taste buds change. So, and you're right, because Octavia has the education portion as well. So that's more of a bar, shake, and healthy eating plan. But they educate you on what to do and why you're feeling certain ways, and so the mindset behind what you're doing and understanding what your body's going through is huge. It's huge because you say, well, I'm still hungry. Well, why? Because of this or that. My body misses that sugar.
And
sure.
and it's the support, right? There's so many fad diets and things like that out there, and they don't last because the support's not behind them.
True.
Why does Weight Watch? Because you have a support group that you can go to.
Absolutely.
And people who have done Weight Watchers and have made it work go to the weekly meeting.
Yep.
Why does Alcohol Anonymous work? The support.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right? So all the fad diets that are out there, you don't have the support. So through Wonder, you have support. You could text a coach, you can call a coach,
absolutely.
I know Aptavia said Jim's a coach. You can reach out to him and go, oh man. And
daily calls, and texts and just check-ins and just to keep on track and somebody to hold you responsible. Because otherwise you're like, well, nobody knows here. Stuffing in your face and you're like, well, okay. But if you set goals, and that's the big key, just like in business, we're talking about business planning, we're talking about life planning, we're talking about health. Set a plan, set a goal. 15 by 25. I'm saying I'm going to lose 15 pounds by December 25th.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
That's your goal. And
now I encourage you to join me in that goal.
Sure, I'm in.
Now, are you a Bears or Packers fan?
I'm a Bears fan.
So, all right. Packers jersey, Christmas Eve if you don't make it.
All right.
All
no,
right.
I'm all about it. I'll push.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good. So we're going to push together. We encourage you to join us. Join us. It'll be a great adventure if nothing else. We'll check in daily on the website, on Facebook. We'll check in daily. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out. We can connect you with coaches from either side.
Yeah.
Wonder, Octavia, Weight Watchers, whatever you want to use, or you just want to do your own diet. Whatever works. We encourage you to join us.
Now, why is it important? The reason that it's important is you're going to have more energy.
Right.
You're going to sleep better. You're going to present houses better.
Right.
Your mind will be sharper.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many bonuses to staying healthy, and you can take a look at Kevin. People have seen me on here. We're not gym rats.
No.
And most lifestyle changes, you don't have to be in the gym.
No.
Man, I don't have time to get over to the gym. Okay, you don't have to.
Yep.
If you eat right.
Right. You cannot out-exercise a diet.
Correct.
So you can't exercise enough to be eating a dozen donuts a day.
Correct.
You just can't do it. So you have to make some healthy lifestyle choices and changes.
Yeah.
So park further away from the grocery store door. Little things will add up a little bit. But obviously if you can get to the gym or you can walk or bike or whatever, that's huge. Now winter is here today. I think it's 20 degrees out or something. It's freezing out there. It's freezing out every day, right? It's freezing for sure. It's below 32. I can tell you that. Crazy. But, maybe you're in California, maybe you're someplace that's warmer, anything you can do to change your lifestyle. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. If it's, something like that, check with your doctor before you start any diet or exercise plan.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing is just keep educating yourself. I mean, that's the neat thing about your plan and the one that I'm on is there's education every day. There's you continually. I've learned so much over 15 weeks that you don't learn in health class.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right.
The psychology behind what you're doing is a big part, and understanding the vitamins and nutrients and how your body uses them, and just why you have more energy when you're eating right. Why you feel better, why you look better. It's just crazy. It's an amazing opportunity to beat the holidays this year. So that's our goal, is to beat the holidays. It's the hardest time of year to lose weight, I think.
That's a big challenge,
but it's a huge challenge. I think you guys can do it. So jump in, join us. If you need a business health coach, we can connect you with somebody. With no problems there.
No problem.
So, fantastic. So that's the diet plan for this week, folks. And like I said, we're going to be checking in
15 by 25.
15 by 25, baby. So you can do it. I know you can. So the economy is kind of crazy right now. Rates are getting better. They are a little bit better now.
Yeah.
So we talked about the rates going up a couple more times in the next 6 months or so, or maybe 4 months.
Yeah.
December 21st is the next. which is the shortest day of the year.
Yeah.
So that might depress you doubly.
Yeah.
So the day
solstice.
here in Illinois, the sunset is at 3:47 p.m. on December 21st.
Wow.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. So people say we should do away with the time change.
Yeah.
You know? And I thought about it and it's like, well, now we're off the time change, right? So
Yeah.
then it would always get dark this time earlier. So we get more morning
Yeah,
sun.
we fell back. So if it was at 3:47,
Right.
that'd be 4:47.
Right. So the time is off though, right? Right now. So they call it change.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know. It's crazy, but I want more daytime.
And there's some states out there that don't change time, like
Right.
Indiana,
Absolutely.
Arizona.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know.
They keep talking about not doing that here.
I think we spring forward and then we never fall back again.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's
Let's
what
do it.
America said.
Let's do it. So yeah, we're supposed to be doing something like that. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
Yeah.
So we'll start a petition. So somebody make one up, send it to us. We'll pass it around.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. So
Yeah.
that is very cool stuff. Mortgage rates are good. So saw some people down there. The elections still are not complete. There's still some races that are too close to call.
Okay. So since you brought it up,
Since I did.
just a question for everybody out there, and realtors tend to have the answers. So
Oh, I don't know about that.
back when we were kids, back in the 70s and 80s, we'd go to, you knew who won the race by 10 o'clock news.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not, the very next morning, you knew who won.
Right. Absolutely. You go to bed, you wake up, you're like,
So here we are
done.
10 days later.
Yeah.
And we still don't know what's changed.
Some of those elections were called like an hour after closing the polls. Like, yep, this guy won. That's done.
What's changed?
Yeah. What has changed, right? The way we vote, the way they mail them in, the way there's just so many things to look at. And the vote is close on a lot of these. That's what's changes. Society is at odds with who's in office and who's not in office, and who do you support, who do you not support, and there's some races that are super close.
How many ballots do we need to stuff to make sure that my guy wins? Oops,
That's
what I meant to say.
That's right.
I didn't say that. We do not support that.
We do not stuff ballots. We do not. No, we are not doing that, and that's kind of crazy. So we do ask folks to join us on that. 2023 is coming up. It's around the corner, my friend. And we talked about the business plan, and next week we'll be talking more about that. And so start thinking about that this week as you go through your week. Think about how many. Here's a couple things, homework for you before next week, is find out what the average sale price is for you.
Yeah.
Because we're going to take that number and we're going to divide it and multiply it, and we're going to spin it around a couple times to show you what you need to do to make that happen. And we're going to talk about some practices you can use to meet those goals. So as we talk about those, I want to make sure that you know what your average sale price is.
Yeah.
What is your average commission? Because once you have those numbers, it's pretty easy to kind of figure out what we need to do. And then you talk about systems, and we'll talk about systems as well. I don't think we'll get that all done in one show.
No.
Because systems is huge. And I'd love to have Rick Angel back on. He's got some amazing systems, similar to mine, but his are even a little bit better, I have to admit. Sorry, folks. But he's doing great.
Well, in the real estate industry, I say you're like a magnet. You attract certain buyers, you attract certain styles of houses, certain price points of houses, and it becomes your sweet spot. In lending, it's the same way.
Sure.
I have friends who love first-time home buyers. Love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Kyle loves first-time home buyers.
Oh yeah. The great guy over at Home State Bank, right?
Yep, Home State Bank.
One of our good friends, and he does great business. But then there are people who love the jumbos.
Yeah.
And they deal with, the 600,000+ multi-million-dollar deals, and they attract those.
Right.
And I think it's important when you look at that and know what your price point is, because that helps you understand what your business looks like.
Right. Absolutely.
And, I like my price point where I'm at. And although I enjoy working with first time home buyers, I like working with the people who are upgrading.
Yep. Move up buyers. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
And one of the guys on my team loves the move down.
Right. Downsizing. Yeah, it's big right now.
And so I think once you realize where you fit and what your niche is,
right.
Another thing I absolutely love is I love to work with business owners because they're a little more complicated of a deal,
right?
Because of the way they, the way they report their earnings and things of that nature. So I truly enjoy the complicated ones.
Right.
Why? People think I'm crazy, but I love the complicated deals because you got to problem solve, and boy, when you're able to get them into the house, then they're like, yay, and everybody feels good.
Sure. I gotta say, first time home buyers can be a little complicated sometimes.
They can.
And so if are you as a business owner, if you report no income, how much of a house can you afford?
None.
That's
So
if you're thinking about buying a house,
So if you own your own business, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac will say that you need to be able to prove 2 years of income. So we would take a look at the last 2 years tax returns,
right,
and average out what that is. Now, if you're showing a loss for those 2 years, we will look at you and go, you don't make any money.
Right, you are poor.
Sorry. Now we do. We are able to work with them. We'll ask for 24 months of bank statements, and we'll try to figure out what your cash flow is. And here's the big but. There's always a big but in the room.
That's right.
Here it is. The big but is you're going to pay for it in rate.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you are.
Because now it's considered a non-qualified mortgage.
Yeah.
We used to call them subprime, but now they're called non-qualified mortgages. And the non-qualified mortgage says we're stepping outside of the box a little bit. It's going to cost you.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that's it's a risk they're willing to take, right? Because they understand business owners and how some file their taxes and the expenses that they have and such. So they understand. But you're right; those are challenging. So if you don't make any money or you're showing no money, do yourself a favor. And if you're going to buy in 2 years, do it now. You can amend 2 years of tax returns if you need to, but that's a lot of work too.
That's a lot of work too. For tax reasons, there are a lot of loopholes out there and tax laws that you can take advantage of. For lending reasons, you're better off showing as much as you can.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Right. Catch 22. Talking to, buyers now and, hearing some conversation out there, and I hate to spring this on you is they're talking about sellers buying down the rates for buyers.
Yeah.
What it's tricky, right? Because people think, I was talking to a guy recently and he says, well, okay, so I pay 1 point or 1%, whatever. I told him 1 point is 1%.
Yeah.
He says, oh, so that brings it down 1%. I'm like, no. Gosh, no. Not maybe a quarter or half, maybe.
Right.
Something.
So right now the hot thing on the lending table is like a 3-2-1 buy down to make the house affordable for the buyer.
Right.
Okay. And basically what the seller is going to do is say, okay, we're going to buy that rate down. So let's say they qualify at a 7. We're going to buy it down on the third year. Well, it may, depending on what the buy down is, it might drop at 3 points. It might drop at 2. It might drop at 1, depending on what the lender is doing. But let's just say 3. So it's going to drop it down to 4, right? Now, you still have to qualify at the 7.
Right.
Okay?
Absolutely.
But it's going to drop in the first year that you're in the house. It'll be at a 4% rate.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second year it moves to 5. The third year it moves to 6. And then the fourth year it's back at 7.
Now, is it locked at that 7 or does it go to the current rate?
No, it's locked at the 7.
Locked at the 7.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the advantage is the amount of savings on a monthly basis that the buyer gets in that 3-2-1 buy down is it might cost the seller $4,700. However, if they wanted to do that at that 7%, may have to drop their sales price $20,000.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
So it is a benefit for both. You're not going to lose as much money if but right now we're still kind of at that weird place in the market where there are multiple offers still on houses.
Yeah. Yep. If the
Now if it slows down, then as a seller, you might go, yeah, okay, right.
Well, yeah. So the people that are asking that question typically are the people that still think their house is worth a little bit more than it is, right? And so they want to buy down the rate so that people will buy their house, but would they be better off just lowering the price and getting the buyer in there, right?
It really depends, and that's why I say if you do that 3-2-1 buy down, it may only cost you like $4,700, but to get them down to that affordable point,
Right.
They may have to drop their price $20,000. Which would you rather do?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not $20K. That's it.
That's where your negotiations come in with your realtors and
Absolutely.
your attorneys to say, okay, well, hold on here, let's
Right.
bump up the price $5,000 because we can do this
Mhm.
buy down, and everybody's going to. I mean, that's where the genius of negotiations comes in,
This is true.
where it's a win-win for everybody.
Right. Yeah, that's something you got to learn is negotiations is successful when both parties can walk away feeling like they didn't get skunked, right? That they didn't get ripped off or cheated or mistreated, right? So both parties can go away and go, all right, it worked out. Okay, that's right. Not one person's going, yes, and the other is going, damn. Right. Yeah, so that's the successful negotiations, and agents that have experience are doing that, right? There's a lot of personalities out there with buyers, sellers, agents, etc. But we make it work. So
the other thing that I want people to know going into 2023, there are a lot of grants out there for people, for first-time home buyers, and a lot of those places are raising the amount of the grant substantially to make housing affordable.
Right.
Okay. What you're going to want to pay attention to is that word affordable.
Affordable is always good.
Yeah. And so like the Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago and their down payment plus program moved it from $6,000 a year for a deal to $10,000.
Nice.
Okay. That's a large jump to help with down payment, closing costs, those type of things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If you qualify for it, the Illinois Housing Development Association, IDA,
right?
They're also raising theirs as well.
Really?
So
okay.
They've been
straight across the board for a while.
Yeah. So there's some things out there that the government, that other banks, so grants and things like that to help. They understand what's going on and the pinch, and a lot of these are income driven,
right?
Programs. So if you qualify, then
it's half the battle.
Hey, it's there for you. That one through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago, Kevin, is a forgivable loan.
There you go.
You don't make any payments on it. It's just forgiven over the course of 5 years.
Yep, I did the same way. Right.
Yeah.
So they're and competitive lenders are getting competitive too, because as the market slows down here a little bit, and I had a bunch of statistics we could pull up on that.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot more or a lot less homes coming on the market this month, than compared to last year. We're about 1,000 different for the month.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of opportunity. If there's less houses, we see, Inman has been painting a picture of, sharing how many lenders are, laying people off and such like that. We hear things about small businesses, 37% not able to make their rent and stuff. That doesn't mean gloom and doom. That means, we just have to do things a little bit different, a little bit smarter, and be successful. If you stay the course and you work hard, you should not have too many problems. Seek out your brokers, your coaches, your mentors in the area. Talk to your local board. They might have people that do mentorship. Have them follow their practices, follow what they're doing.
Another thing to be aware of is, especially here in Illinois, it's kind of like the hardest hit back in 08, 09, is that the Illinois Housing Development Authority has up to, you could qualify for up to $60,000 if you're behind on your mortgage because of a COVID-19 situation. So if you lost time, or you did something with your bank or whatever, and you're behind on your mortgage, to try to keep you in your house, you could qualify for up to again, I don't know the whole program. I was doing a little bit reading on it.
Yeah, I was just
but you could qualify if you're behind, because they don't want you to be out homeless,
right.
for help from the Illinois Housing Development Authority, or whatever IDA is. So,
right, absolutely.
I know that MSB is going to be having consumer credit counseling out of Woodstock talk about it. And I don't know when, maybe the 1st or 2nd of.
We'll put it on Facebook. We'll post it. Yeah.
But it's a good place for information. If you're sweating and you're worried about it, there might be some help out there. Right.
Some of the statistics I'll throw out there real quick. Residential closed listings 21-22 versus for the week of October 7th to October 14th from last year to this year. There were 22. Make sure I got my numbers here. Looks like a 7. Hold on. There we go. Now I can see it. There we go. 2,741 closings last year at this time in 1 week. This year, 1,521. It's a $1,200 home difference in 1 week. The week prior, there was $900 home difference. So you start adding that up by week, and that gets, you go, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So it's just the market shifting as the market changes. Yes. Now, last year, and I just wanted to say that last year wasn't an anomaly. That is not the typical market, right?
Right.
So what we're seeing now is more of a normalized market.
Right.
So as people say, "Oh my gosh, the market's crashing, things are horrible," it's not. There's still a lot of homes closing. There's still a lot of homes selling. So it's not, the market's not gloom and doom. It's not bad. Put your pedal in the metal. Keep your nose in the grindstone. Is that nose in the grindstone?
Yeah.
So just put your nose in the grindstone and rock and roll, right? The rental listings under contract from last year to this year. Just give you this one real quick. 2,300 this week for this year. Last year, 3,260.
Wow.
So we're talking 1,000 homes, 900 homes in a week, right? So that's homes under contract. So things are changing. Things are different. Rates are different. But this is an exciting time to be a realtor. Yep. This is an exciting time to be in the market. Homes are buying, buyers are buying, and sellers are selling. And we still have a lack of inventory, but we're starting to see it build up a little bit. More homes coming on the market. So you got a lot of reasons to buy right now. And these grants that you were talking about, if your credit's crummy, get into some credit counseling, reach out to the Ramsey folks, Ramsey Solutions, because they can definitely help you out as well. And we can move into a successful, amazing 2023. I'm excited for it.
There we go. Hey, for all of us here at 21.6 Net, thanks for getting caught in the net. This has been the Neighborhood Pulse with Kevin Callback, your real estate show. See ya, folks.